It was heartbreaking. Not gonna lie. So many memories. I remember when Marcus Smart got drafted to the Celtics. This we were trash. It was a little bit after the Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett era. So we were still kind of pushing. I remember he was a very athletic guard coming out of Oklahoma State. I used to watch Marcus Smart play in high school too, so I was kind of following him a little bit. And then I was like, damn, we just drafted Marcus Smart. It's crazy. And then, just all over the years, the midair, the fish flop, as a lot of people like to call. I don't know if you guys know this. Just go back and look at Marcus Smart flopping in midair. He's got a bunch of those.
I remember that. I think they found him on TNT.
Him winning Sixth Man of the Year was incredible. Having a big deal for a bunch of our playoff success, and a lot of people tend to his stuff off of the court. He was one of the guys that go to like a lot of the children's hospitals in Boston, so he was very beloved by a bunch of fans and people in the city of Boston. So I was kind of mad just because the first trade didn't go through, the Malcolm Brogdon deal, who just won Sixth Man of the Year, by the way, was denied because injury concern. We don't know. And Kawhi Leonard and freaking Paul George are always hurt, and now they're worried about the injuries. We got to make sure the physical, and that kind of pissed me off a little bit. So I was like, okay, Malcolm Brogdon's going. And then when I saw the new news, shout out to Travis Kelce, their podcast.
They're not paying us either.
They're not paying us. Blah, blah, blah. But when I saw the new trade kind of come through, because it was like, all right, the trade has to go through by midnight, or there's not going to be a trade happening. And then I saw the news that, okay, so I was like, it involves Memphis. I was like, all right. So Memphis, I was like, Brogdon's probably going to go to Memphis. He's going to pass physical, blah, blah, blah. Then kind of the point guard. Jow's gone. And then I saw that it was Marcus Smart, and I was like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it, to be honest. I was like, nah, there's got to be a typo. Like, we was just trying to trade Malcolm Brogdon a couple hours ago, and now all of a sudden it's Marcus Smart. So, yeah, I was a little bit heartbroken. Definitely was. It was a gut punch. It was a gut punch for sure. And I was like, damn, bro. Like, he was a guy I thought was for sure going to retire a Celtic. Just everything that he's been through. Voice of the team, voice of the locker room. So I never in a million years thought that, Brad Stevens was going to trade a guy that he, initially started coaching. He was one of the first draft picks in that Brad Stevens era. So I thought he was going to be for lifer for sure. The flip side of things, kind of let the trade settle in a couple of days now. We got Porziņģis, the unicorn. He's on his way to Boston. He's probably already in Boston right now. Guy averaged 23 and 8 last year. Pure bucket getter. Shot 38% from 3 last year. So, that might help us out.
And he was on the Wizards.
A lot of people.
A lot of Wizard slander.
Oh my God, he's the Wizards and Jordan Poole's on the Wizards. I think Porziņģis can help. It's a different look for us because we've never really had it. It's been more guard wing oriented for us for the past few years. Having the Kyrie, having Isaiah Thomas, who was in MVP discussions at one point in time. So we've never really seen the dynamic of, JB and Jason Tatum having a big. So we'll kind of see where that will take us to. But I love the dynamic. I don't know if Porziņģis is going to give us 23 a game. That'd be lovely. I'd love that. But I think realistically, he's probably going to be a 17, 18 per game scorer. I think he's going to average a lot more rebounds, though. Probably around 10 rebounds. He might be an 18 and 10 guy for us. And it's going to be a great dynamic. He's going to be able to stretch the floor. Kev said, hey, tune in this week to hear us. Toddy said we're good in these. We're for sure good in these, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say that. We just went to the conference finals last year. I don't see why not we can't make another run. Those conference finals last year, why can't we go back?
Because Dame might go to the Heat.
I love this. I definitely love this pickup for us. It's a gift. You love it and you hate it because Marcus Smart had to go, but we had the same exact trade for Brogdon to go, and then it didn't fall through for us. So it could have been the perfect trade for us if we would have been able to keep Marcus Smart, but he ended up ultimately having to go. So, is this a 1-year rental for Porziņģis because he opted into his last year of his contract, which around $36 million a year. So, we'll see where this takes us. And a lot of people are saying that he's a guy that battles injuries. He does. So, I think it'll be a challenge for him to kind of stay on the court. But if he's able to play 60 games this year, I think it'll be good for us.